Hey, TRX Traveller Adam here. This is the end of the first week of my reverse dieting. So what I did was I reached the end of my 3-month cut, and I've just finished the first 7 days of reversing it. So what I did, I was in a 700 calorie deficit at the end of that 3 months, and I was doing 4 20-minute fasted cardios throughout the week. I do my fasted cardio skipping. As there's no treadmills when you're living out of a backpack as a nomad. So I went from a 700 calorie deficit and I pushed it up just by 100 to 600, a 600 calorie deficit, and I kept the 4 20-minute fasted cardios to see what would happen. And after a week of doing that, my weight has gone down by almost a kilogram, which is too much, you know. Fair enough, it might be a fluctuation of water from when I weighed myself before, but I think within these 2 weeks, I'm living in Costa Rica at the moment, near a national park, a volcano, and I did 2 7-kilometer hikes. I didn't exercise in the morning of those. I exercised for 5 days a week, lifting weights, but I did lifting weights, TRX training. I don't have any weights. TRX training by resistance bands. So I think that those 2 had quite a major impact because they were hard. It was slow going. You know, I was drained. I had a lot and didn't have much energy. But on that note, I also kind of want to increase my lifestyle in Costa Rica. I've been doing a lot of work, digital nomad working on my laptop, so I haven't really been too active. Moving on to Nicaragua soon, we're going to get a lot more active. So what I've decided to do after a week, I'm going to take my calorie deficit to 450. So I'm going to give myself an extra 150 calories each day. And I'm going to drop the fasted cardio down to three sessions a week. I think losing almost a kilogram in 1 week, even if it is a little bit of water here and there, is too much. That tells me that I'm eating into possibly muscle gain. I think, you know, the most you should be looking to lose maximum is maybe 0.4 of a kilogram, or half a kilogram max. Otherwise, then you're kind of sort of eating into muscle really. I am quite happy with how I'm looking at the moment. Obviously, my plan is to keep losing weight, even though I'm reverse dieting for the next few weeks, just to keep getting a bit more cut, but just slow it right down. So eventually, when I get back to maybe 2,500, 600, 700 calories, I'm not losing any weight. I'm not really gaining any, but I've hopefully maintained a bit of a more of a lean look. So this is how I'm kind of fixed up at the moment. You can see there's some, you know, definitely some good definition cutting through. This is bearing in mind it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. I've had a full meal. This isn't after any training. I haven't got a pump on or anything, even though it's very hard to get a pump on these days when you're in a deficit. But I am quite happy with the definition and the cut that's coming in. On my legs, you know, starting to see some lines cutting in here, which is great. Arms, but always difficult to tell my arms because they're covered in tattoos. But quite happy with the vein that's sort of constantly protruding here, especially when I wake up. I'm still waking up and feeling small. I mean, you know, I'm adding 600, adding 100 calories a day. It's not going to put my muscles too much full of glucose. So I am really interested this week to see what happens just by dropping my calorie deficit by only 450. I'm hoping I'm going to have a lot more energy because I really need to start getting my energy levels back up now. The past sort of 2-3 weeks of the final 3-month cut, when I was really sort of digging deep on very little calories, was tough. I was feeling so flat. I did a previous video on how it made me feel. I was waking up feeling so small and flat, and there's just no glucose in my muscles, you know. It was really hard to get a good pump of the TRX. I was constantly trying to do the resistance bands and maintaining it, but it's a psychological area that you've just got to get past, you know. The whole point of this is to get down. Yes, you're going to feel small, but it's to eat into that fat and then to slowly bring and pump your muscles back up, bring your calories back up so you do fill out, but you don't add on as much fat. You know, you keep the leanness of a 700 calorie deficit, but you keep it at normal maintenance level when you're eating, you know, quite a lot, quite a variety. So overall, I'm really happy with the first week. It's going to be very interesting after this second week to see what happens, because I'm, you know, kind of piling on like 6, 12, close to 2,500 more calories in the week. So we'll see what happens. I'm expecting to maybe have lost a tiny, like 0.1 of kilogram, but saying that, because it's quite a high intake of calories I'm adding on, I think I'm going to really start to gain a lot of water retention. So I think that might put the weight on. So if I jump on the scales and they're slightly over, I'm not going to panic too much. I'll maybe then level it for another week and see what happens. See if the scales balance and tip down a bit. An ideal scenario, they'll still be a bit down, which means I can then up my calories again and maybe drop the fasted cardio down to 2 a week, so maybe be on 250 calories less. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But overall, this is just the start of the next journey now. The 3-month dieting was part of the journey. I mentioned in a previous video, I was in quite good shape in Mexico 5-6 months ago. Then I went crazy in Cuba and spent 6 weeks just binging and eating 3,500-4,000 calories a day. I came back and I was, and I realised that I was at the high end of the fat scale, probably about 17% fat. Now I'm trying to work down into single figures here. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is a bit of a journey. I'm just sharing my experience of reverse dieting. It's something I've been wanting to try because I've always failed. I've always dieted down and then immediately jumped back to maintenance, and felt good for a couple of weeks, then immediately just put sort of the weight back on, So I'm kind of hoping that trying this reverse dieting strategy, I can actually get back to a decent level. Although it's going to take twice as long, I can get back to a decent level of maintenance and maintain more of a lean look, I don't train in the gym. I only use TRX to train. I travel the world as a digital nomad. I do eat healthy. I don't take any other supplements or anything like that other than whey protein and branched amino acids and glutamine. They're in my the comments description below if you want a link to what I use. Also the resistance band and TRX that I use, which I absolutely love. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Next video is going to be after 2 weeks. We'll see what happens when I increase my my calories quite a lot. Thanks for watching.